day one of your practice, you better tell your squad that everybody got to be committed to blocking on this team. If you're not telling them that, if you need to start this year letting your guys know, oh, I love this, letting your guys know that everybody, skill guys, big guys, everybody got to be committed to blocking because we want to be the number one blocking team in our league. Coach Mason says, no block, no rock. No block, no rock. These are big facts. And I live by it. Let a kid be condescending and like, I ain't finna block. You know, I want to run. I want to score touchdowns. Well, you're going to be scoring touchdowns on the sideline on the bench. Unless you walk down to the goal line and imagine that you're scoring a touchdown, you're not going to score any touchdowns if you're not committed to blocking. Y'all got me? Good. So let's get to it, guys. Let's get to it. So first and foremost, guys, let's go over the rules, guys, of engagement as it relates to down blocking. For most of you guys, this is all you need. This is the only blocking rule you need. There's a lot of rules out there. You know, you can go online and you got pool blocking. You know, you got the God rule. You got all the other rules, the pin, the pools, the wide zones, the inside zones, all of that stuff, right? Look, if you teach the fundamentals of blocking, the only thing you really need to run, guys, is down blocking and drive blocking, those two. And you teach your B-Specs to lead block, to kick out. That's it. Okay? And so we're going to go through this, and we're going to go through it, though, not off tackle this time, but we're going to go through it as if we are running a B-sweep play, okay? And I want to give you guys a visual of this thing. So let's start with our play side tight end here, guys. Let's start with our Y. So if our blocking rule, right, is down blocking, rule number one, you block your inside guy, right? If nobody's in your inside gap, what do you do? What do you do? If nobody's on your inside gap, what do you do? Y'all let me know in the comments. Coach B said, I'm using that one. Use it, brother. Use it. Let me see. Coach Seller says, let me see. Muy Beno? Muy Beno? Did I say that right? It's sad. I'm like embarrassed with my Spanish. I feel like I got a speech impediment in Spanish. Hey, I really do. Like, I feel like I got a speech impediment when I speak Spanish, guys. Oh, man. Okay, so Coach John says, linebackers. You go to the linebackers. Coach Deuce from Grand Junction, Colorado, says you stay on your track to the second level. That's right. Backer. Double team or go to the next level, Coach Ben says. Miss Beast is speaking Spanish, and I don't know what she's saying right there. And Coach Ron says, move to the next level. That's correct. That's correct. Let me get back up here. So if this is the case, right, he's going to go to the second level. He's going to reach to this middle linebacker that's going to usually flow right here, right? Okay. Then we got our outside tackle. Our outside tackle here, he got somebody in his inside gap, right? So he's going to engage this defensive tackle. Then look at our inside tackle, right? Our inside tackle, he doesn't have anybody on the inside. So if you see this, guys, check this out. So our inside tackle, he's going to go second level and reach to the middle linebacker. Now, one or two things are going to happen with this tight end. Let's go back to the tight end real quick, right? So either the tight end is going to reach and get to this middle linebacker if this linebacker flows or scrapes fast and the tackle's not able to get to him, or He's just going to climb to the third level, right? He could just climb to the third level. Now, I got a third rule in this thing, right? And some of you guys know that. Do y'all remember the third rule that I said yesterday for those who was on the show yesterday? Y'all give me the third rule. Let me know. Let me know. What is the third rule? Now, mind y'all, as y'all answer these questions, again, these are questions we're gonna revisit so we can give away this playbook. All right, guys. What's that rule? So a big thing too that I want to make mention of, guys, is that when we're going against a team that has a nose, right? They're in the 5-3 defense in particular. I like for my center to engage this nose head on, okay? Drive block this nose. And then the guard going to help double team this guy. Because usually if a team got a good nose, he's going to try to really be brutal to that center, which he should from a schematic standpoint. He should. That should be a part of his strategy. So we double team this guy and isolate this guy so he don't rattle our center. Let me see here. Coach Seller says means very good. Ah, got you, my man. Vincent says double team. Ben said backside can help double team. Mm-hmm. Coach Johnson put them on their back. Very good. So sometimes, guys, what I do is if we're running a sweep play, we will have our tight end kind of come through and help kick out here. Man, I can't tell you how many times where we'll change him from down blocking to just basically reach blocking, and we put the defensive end or the linebacker on their ass. Okay, I can't tell you how many times that happened, and it really does a lot of damage on the edge. Okay, for now, we're gonna keep the assignment. Okay, let's just say he reaches to the second level for now. We'll revisit that. So our guard, again, he's going to protect the backside as well as our backside tight end. Now, the only thing that we do different here, and this is every play just about, guys, is that this backside tight end, he's gonna basically kind of veer to the outside right here and protect the backside, okay, from guys who like to try to submarine around. Okay. Now we play so fast as a team, like we never had issues with players submarining around and getting to our quarterback, right? But that comes with teaching this. If you're not teaching your guy to actually, seal the backside, right? He can give up a lot. If he just go right here and he just totally gives up the backside, okay, your quarterback may get his bell rung or may get sacked. That you don't want to do that. You want him to protect the backside. And like I said yesterday, guys, don't put a scrub out there. Do not put a scrub at X. Y'all hear me? Put your scrub somewhere. Maybe you can put one of your scrubs at tackle, one of these tackles, right? Because you got so many reinforcements over here. But I do not like putting my scrubs over here because you can get your quarterback hurt or somebody hurt because they have a critical job back here. I tell my guys when I'm putting them in position, I tell my kid, I'm putting you at weak side guard or weak side tight end. And then you look at them and they look like dampened. They look like their feelings got hurt. And I'm like, look, don't let the word weak mean you're weak. No, you got a very critical role, within the offense. You got to protect the backside of the quarterback. Like this, very critical. I put you here because I trust you. I didn't put you here because you are a scrub, right? And that's vital. And these are teaching points, guys, that I'm giving you because you're going to run into these issues with your kids as you are installing the Beast offense that, when you say certain terms, play side, weak side, sometimes the kids associate weak with like, I'm weak. They take it personal. No, like you're vital. That's why I got you here, because I need somebody back here that I can trust and depend on. Right. So that's very vital. So when we're running this sweep play, guys, and now we're going to the B specs. All right. When we run in the sweep play, our goal is to play bully ball. Okay. To play bully ball. We go by, this kind of this 3-play rule, and it's in the title of the show, right? We're going to down block, right? We're going to dominate, and we're going to destroy. Okay. Down block, dominate, and destroy. Okay. Why do we do this? We want to dominate wherever we go, but we like to use this concept that I call sawing them down. Okay, sawing them down like a buzz saw, right? We want to saw them down. We want to saw down the front line, and now our beast backs are climbing. Okay, so when we're doing the sweep play, it's a little different from the off tackle play. Okay, now let me say this too. If this kid all the way out here to the sideline where his coaches are sitting here like talking to him, like, I'm not gonna have my 4 beast back all the way out there like that. Like I don't like that personally. That's me. Now you can do it. Don't get me wrong. You can do it, and we can engage the blocks like this. It's a touchdown. Okay. It's a touchdown. If everybody block, it's a touchdown. The quarterback just has usually one got to beat, which is this free safety, right? So it's nothing wrong with this, right? You can do it. But what I like to do, and y'all bear with me as I correct this, what I like to do is, let's take on this guy right here. Boom. Boom. Let's take on this guy on the interior, right? And we're blowing up guys, right? This is what we like to do right here. Or remember what I said about the tight end, right? If we got numbers, do we have numbers? First of all, do we have numbers to the play side? Yes or no? Give me a yes or no. Do we have numbers to the play side? And as you guys know, here's a big rule I have. Let me see here. Here's a big rule I have. Let's go with okay, so when we're running the beast, we're playing one side of the field. We're not even thinking about these guys right here. Okay. We're trying to block these guys that's on the play side. That's how we look at it. So remember what I said, you can have the tight end go up and get to that free safety, right? Or you can have this tight end help block that defensive end right there. Now we got double teams. Y'all see this? Now you got double teams. We're sweeping. Most of the time, let's just be honest, this cornerback, he's not going to get to this ball carrier. Usually this cornerback is a scrub. And y'all know how it is in youth football. A lot of teams put their scrubs at cornerback. Most of them will. Now, if this kid is good or decent, okay, we will have our 4 go out there and body him, right? But if you see here, guys, first of all, the running lane is going to open up right here. A nasty running lane is going to open up right here. Or he can run to the outside, guys, or what we like to say, right off the butt of the tight end. Right off the butt of the tight end, and he's off to the races. Y'all see that? Coach Eric says, literally always have numbers advantage. And that's the thing, guys. That's the beauty about running the beast offense, is that you're going to have numbers. If you have numbers, chances are you're going to have a hell of a lot of leverage, right? And a big principle that we go by, too, is we like to run where we have the most grass. right? We like to run where we have the most grass. So if we run to the right, let's say we do I don't know, let's just say B sweep right. I'm just pulling some out of my ass here. B sweep right. Okay. The next play is going to be, let's say if we want to run the ball, it's going to be on what side of the field? Let me know. If we're running B sweep right, what's the next play going to be if we want to run where there's more grass? Let me know in the comments. And again, guys, y'all who are chiming in from Instagram, welcome to the Coach B Show. Guys, we're going to be doing live Q&A. Actually, now it's already 6:30. Wow, time is flying. So if you have questions that you want to ask, guys, what I want you to do, come over to YouTube. That's where you can get your questions answered, guys, okay? If you're watching on Instagram. If you know you don't have any questions and just want to enjoy the show, you can stay on IG, no problem, man. Enjoy the show and welcome, all right? But if you do have questions, come on over to YouTube. Exactly, Coach. Exactly. Be sweet left. Coach G want to know my cadence. So my cadence is this. We go down, set, blue 18, set, go. That's what we do. Down, set, blue 18, set, go. That's what we do. Great question. So guys, when you have numbers, you have versatility, right? And what's crazy is our kids will come to me during halftime or on a timeout, and they be like, "Hey, coach, can I help block this defensive end because he's giving, he's giving Jay problems, or Jay want me to." And I'm like, "Why?" He said, "Well, we can get more push. We can blow the defensive end up, and we can go second level, coach. Can we try it?" And I say, "Okay, yeah, let's do it. Hell yeah, let's go." And like, I got that relationship with my kids where they can talk to me like that, and they can modify certain things if they give me the why, right? Because when they're in the trenches, they see certain things that I may not see on the sideline, right? So they'll come to me and ask me, "Hey, can I reach, block out, double team?" And I trust my kids to do that. Y'all got me? All right, so let's go to the 5-3 shift. And before we get into this, like I said before, guys, if you have any questions whatsoever, go ahead and drop them in the comments, guys, okay? The comment box, so I can get to them and have them kind of lined up so I don't miss anything, okay? I'm gonna try to do good today and end the show around an hour, right at the hour point. I'm gonna try. Now I'm laughing because I can hear some of you guys, especially Coach Eric, saying good luck with that, right? So I'm gonna try to do that. Okay, so let's say they're still running the 5-3, but they do a little shift on us, right? They still doing a shift. Gotta draw this line up. So can anybody tell me how many people does the defense have on the play side? Can anyone tell me? Somebody tell me. How many defenders are on the play side here? And if y'all notice, we got a slightly different setup, right? Slightly different setup. No problem though. No problem. Because we still going by our rules, right? We going by our rules. We still set the tone for the game. They don't change us. We change them. That's why they shift, right? So we still down blocking. This time, though, our tight end has somebody in their inside gap, right? So he will take on, this defensive tackle. So when they do the shift, the defensive tackle shifts right here. Okay. And I even put it where this cornerback it's a little tighter. Okay. So now our outside tackle doesn't have anybody blocking. Anybody within their inside gap. So what he's going to do, he's going to climb to the second level. Boom. Okay. Our inside tackle, he has the nose to deal with. That's fine. No problem. Boom. And that's always usually a good battle, because my inside tackle and my outside tackle, those two are my monsters in the interior. My strongest, most kind of physical guy. So usually both of those guys are monsters, but that would be a good battle right there. Then our guard, this is interesting, right? Then we have a guard. There's nobody within his inside gap. So what does he do? What does the guard do, guys, in this particular play setup? Let me know. Let me know. Shout out to you, DSA, man. Shout out to you, brother. I hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good. Eric says 6. Duke says 6.5. Coach John says 6. Coach V says 6. That's correct. That's absolutely correct. Absolutely. Let me see. I missed some of y'all comments. Let me go up here. Some of you guys said 7. Coach Marv said 7. Oh, that's a good one. In this situation, okay. Check it. In this situation, I'm trying to go back to my chart here so I can move. Okay, we got 1. You see this tilt right here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Y'all see that? Usually, guys, if the guy's right on the line like this, I will include him. If he's on the line, I will include him. Okay. And of course, if he's like over here, shift over a little bit, I'm definitely going to include him. But if he's over here, I won't include him. Y'all got that? So in other words, if he's on the outside shoulder of the center, I'm not going to include him. Y'all got that? Y'all kind of see how this defensive tackle is. I wouldn't include him. And the free safety is right behind him, right? But if that free safety is right head up on the center, I will include him. Because remember this too, guys, the free safety got some speed, right? Generally got some speed unless the coach decide to put a scrub out there at free safety, which happens. So this guy can fly. So I definitely want to include him in there, right? So we got everything still going the same way. The weak side guard, he's going to climb, okay? Then our X, he's going to do what he do, right? Protect the backside of the QB. Boom. Y'all got that. Now, our beast backs in this situation, what we want to do, if they're tight like this, remember, if this corner moves from out here in La La Land and he gets tight to actually play the ball, actually, I already see the touchdown, right? Like, I will look at the play, right? While literally during the game, I'll look at the play, and I'm like Lane Kiffin. I'm like, touchdown. I know what's going to happen, right? We're just reaching. This is what we do. We're just going to reach. Like so. QB is going to get the ball. I always like him to follow the inside beast back guys. I always like that. But I'm going to show you something that we actually do. I'm trying not to get ahead of myself, because on the show next week, I'm going to show you guys how we run the beast offense in our wide set and also in our stack set. Okay. Now, what typically happens is, and I'm going to give you a kind of a quick promo. of what you can expect next week. Okay. So if we see this set up, what my inside beast back will do is he will go into motion and he's going to line up in a stack set. Okay. He's going to line up in a stack set like so. And let me put him back. So he'll line up in a stack set. And the 4 still is going to engage the corner, right? The 3 still going to engage the defensive end. But what I like is we use our inside beast back to lead the way to the outside. And usually this dude going to get 8 up because he's not going to see our inside beast back coming around. That's what we usually see, guys. And he's just going to follow to the outside, follow the inside beast back to the outside. So it's going to be something like this. Boom. Right here. Boom. Boom. Y'all see that? If our tackle gets to where he's supposed to go, if our outside tackle gets to where he's supposed to go, the flow is intercepted here, right? The only guy you got to beat is the free safety. If the free safety's smart, he'll play the backside right. But what we see a lot is the free safety, he's coming down trying to make a play. He got a bad angle. He comes down to the second level to try to make a play, kind of like a strong safety. You know how a strong safety will go downhill to try to make the play. What we see is the free safety tries to go downhill, and he took a terrible angle. And what happens is the quarterback just off to the races. Y'all see that? Coach G says snow plow. Yes. Yes. And look, guys, as I go along here, do y'all see the touchdowns? Do y'all like I want y'all to see what I see, right? Do you guys not see the running lanes that are created just because you got the numbers and you got the leverage to be able to do whatever you want to do, right? Do y'all not see that stuff? Because when you see it, as you coach this stuff and teach it to your kids, they are going to start seeing it. And this is going to increase their football IQ. And when they see it, now they know they're beginning to learn how to read their running lanes. Of course, we want to rep it at practice, and we want to do our lane identification drills and things of that nature, right? But we want to make sure. I want to make sure you guys understand exactly what's going on, so you can teach this kind of stuff to the kids. Coach John said I run something similar to this, calling it jumbo. Yeah, man, y'all can call it jumbo. Y'all can call it, I don't know, train. Y'all can call it I don't know, mob. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care what y'all call it. Y'all call whatever works for you and your squad. You know what I mean? Whatever works for you guys. Coach G says even without size and skill, the numbers are the equalizer. That's why I tell you guys, and you know, of course, when you're posting this stuff on social media, IG, TikTok, all of that, you get a whole slew of coaches, right, with different coaching philosophies. And one of the things I say in my videos is, guys, this is one of the best formations if you have an average team or a developmental team, because the sheer numbers will give you an advantage against, 99% of the teams that you play against. You just have to teach proper blocking. The kids don't have to be monsters. They just have to be fundamentally sound. Teach proper blocking, put them in the beast offense, and they will make your average quarterback or running back look like an all-star. Y'all got me? If you teach blocking, Your blockers will make an average running back look like an all-star player. Seen it happen time and time again. And as a matter of fact, this is a good one. As a matter of fact, let me ask y'all this. How many beast backs get to touch the ball in my offense? How many beast backs get to touch the ball in my offense? I'm quizzing you. And this is important because I'm about to hit home a very big coaching tip as it relates to roster management for you guys. And you can thank me later for this. Marv says 4. Coach Eric says 8. Deuce said all of them. All of them. Coach G says most defenses in modern day don't have the heart to play smash mouth football the whole game, which is to your advantage. Like, and I always say, guys, be different. Be different. Because usually when teams, let me say this. When I first started coaching, guys, all those old school coaches, they was running power and they was laughing at me when I was running the single back offense, right? And then we was beating their ass. And now teams are more finesse and they like to run spread. So what I do, I run power. Because guess what happens? If everybody's running spread, how do they practice? They practice to stop spread, right? They don't practice to stop the run. That's what hurt Alabama last year when they played Vanderbilt, guys. That's what hurt Bama. Bama was used to playing spread teams, and they ran into Vanderbilt, who was playing the diamond, running the diamond formation, and they didn't know how to play gap discipline, and they got beat. They couldn't stop Vanderbilt. I was disgusted with that game, by the way. But as a football coach and a football mind, I really respected and admired it because what they was the kryptonite to the Tide. The Tide was playing to stop spread. But Vanderbilt said, no, we're going to play smash mouth football and dare you to stop us. Right? Coach Eric said, we all know it's not just the backs on the field that will touch the ball in your offense. Facts. Facts, Coach. You're right. You're right. So in my offense, guys, kid you not, we got 8 skill guys. We got 2 groups that we rotate in to run the ball. Okay. Of course, we got our first 4, and all of these guys get reps during the game. Then we'll put in our second group. This is a great way, guys, for you to be able to give your kids reps in the game. If you got a big roster and you need these kids to get their playing time, their number of plays in, right? Just make 2 groups, right? You can do this. You can do the same thing with the offensive line too, guys. Just make 2 groups and switch them in, let them get their reps and go on from there. So we got a gauntlet of running backs, here in the South, particularly, I was coaching in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. You got a ton of skill guys, You have way more skill guys on the team than big guys. I started getting really good at like targeting the big guys first because we have so many skill guys. So if we got, 8 skill guys, I would just rotate them in the skill spot or put them at tight end or something like that. That's what we do. Now, my advice to you, coach, is do not run the ball with just 1 or 2 players. Do not do that shit, okay? Big mistake. Do not do that shit. We play teams that only run 1 or 2 of their players, their 2 best players. And those 2 kids get beat up after they get the ball about 10 times. They are tired. They're worn out. They're beat up. Don't do that. Run off. If you don't have 8 guys to run, let me put it like that. If you don't have 8 guys to run all 4 of these guys. Even if they're average, that's okay. The blocking's so good. Just teach these kids how to hold on to the ball, read their running lane. When they see their crease, they go. Make them just north and south. But the biggest thing I tell my skill guys is don't put yourself on an island. Don't put yourself on an island. Coach Beast, what do you mean don't put yourself on an island? This is what I mean. This is what I mean. If your beast backs are blocking, right? Let's just draw some up real quick. If the beast backs are blocking, by the way, this is a touchdown. I don't know if y'all see it. If your beast backs are blocking, let's just draw this up like this. Why in the hell are you, the quarterback, leaving your blocks, trying to be a hero? You stop right here. Your blocks are up here doing work. You stop right here. Now you're trying to reverse field. Why are you trying to do that? Or if they have the block in the running lane for you, why are you just trying to run to the outside away from your blocks? Drives me nuts as a coach. So we really rep that hard at practice with our drills. Literally, we will have pads. We'll have it where literally the kid has about, I say, 7 to 8 yards to pick which running lane he's going to hit. Where we literally program our kids not to hit the outside all the time because it's a natural habit for a lot of these kids. They want to hit the sideline instead of following their running lane, right? And if your kids are blocking right in the beast offense, the hole is going to open up so big right here, and it's going to open up somewhere right here too, okay? And they got fielder's choice. They can stay and then hit the sideline. But I love the inside runs, right? I like the off tackle stuff. I like it where they just see that running lane right here. He's gone. That's what I like. But in the context to the sweep plays, okay, let's go. You got the blocks right here engaged. Follow your inside beast back. He got you. Boom. You got a touchdown. Y'all see that? Coach GC ain't getting the ball no. Hey, it's too easy. It's way too damn easy, right? Like, I honestly don't know why. I do know why, but I don't get why coaches would try to run spread and only got 5 blockers on the offensive line. Then they go in like 2 by 2 or go empty. And they trying to be, the Kansas City Chiefs and run air raid. Or trying to be, Oregon Ducks or something like that. I love them teams. Now, I'm not a Chiefs fan, and I'm an Oregon fan in terms of the unis. But in context of youth football, man, teach these kids the fundamentals. Develop these kids the right way. So when they go to high school, they already know what a running lane is, how to block, right? How to down block, how to drive block, how to reach block, how to lead block. Like that's youth football in a nutshell, guys. That's the cheat code. Because most of these teams, they don't, I hate to say it, and y'all know it, most of these teams don't teach the fundamentals. They put these popular trendy formations out here, and they want their kids to work. So much so that in some leagues, these guys will run these spread offenses, and they run them with kids that, they recruit none but talented kids, and they just put them together, and they just basically running these plays. No fundamentals are taught for real. No fundamentals are taught. Stick to the fundamentals, coach, and your team going to be okay. I'm not saying you'll win a championship the first year you install the beast. I didn't either. But what it does is it makes your kids some fun. Let me coin this phrase real quick. It's going to make your youth football team elite fundamentalist. That's the only thing that needs to be deemed elite in youth football. Make your kids elite at being fundamental and doing the simple shit right. Y'all got me? Coach G says, hell, I still run the wishbone. These formations are tried and true. And as you guys already know, you're going to run into coaches who say, oh, this is an illegal formation. You know, oh, you can't run that. You talking to somebody who don't know what the hell they're talking about. The beast formation is only a single wing formation. It's just a single wing formation, guys. This formation right here is just a single wing, unbalanced formation with your back stacked to the play side. And you know what's funny? If it was set up like this right here, let me show y'all this. If it was set up like this, something like this, they won't say shit. You know why? Because this is traditional single wing right here. This is the traditional single wing. But because you got your guys stacked right here, they got something to say. Don't listen to that shit, guys. The beast offense is just a single wing offense. You're going to run into coaches on your coaching staff who may question, you know, this formation, and they'll say, well, I don't know about that one, coach. I don't, you know. Just do your job, be the assistant coach, and let me do my work, right? Or vice versa, you may be an offensive coordinator and you want to run the beast, and the head coach may be like, hey, man, I don't know about this formation, man. You sure about this? I'm the offensive coordinator. Let me do it. Trust me. Just let me do it and see what happens. Coach Mason says they say the beast and single wing is a goal line offense only. Oh my God, I hear that all the time, bro. Yes, I hear that all the time, and it drives me nuts. Why would you make a formation like the beast formation or the single wing formation a goal line formation when you can gash teams 5 to 8 yards a carry? Why in the hell would you do that and then you decide to run like shotgun with, you know, let's say a 2x1 shotgun or 3x1 shotgun look? You want to run the ball with that and you only got 5 or 6 guys on the line. Why would you not run a formation that's going to get you 5 to 8 yards per carry? If not, pop you for a touchdown every 5-6 plays. It's like some shit so simple and make too much sense that it's too difficult for certain people to grasp. It makes too much sense. Coach Dew says they call it a gimmick offense. And what I've learned too, guys, they'll call it a gimmick offense and then they get their ass beat and they crap on it all season. And then the next season, guess what they do? They start running it. Even if they run only a variation of it, they start running it. Coach Eric says, tell that to Bridgeport High School, reigning 3A champs that scored 70 plus 3 times running the single wing exclusively. Look, guys, I'm gonna tell you this. If I ever head coached a high school football team, I don't even want to coach at no 7A or 6A school. Give me one of these country 3A, 4A, even 2A schools that's out in the middle of nowhere. And we will run the single wing, the beast. We'll run T format. We'll run a lot of this tried and true old school stuff. and we will take it to teams. That's what I want to do. That's what I would absolutely love to do. Give me some of these rural high school teams, or not even just rural. There's some suburban teams out there who will run this kind of stuff. But what I've noticed, at least here in Bama, I can speak for Bama. I can't speak for everywhere, but like here in Bama, we got a school down the street, West Blockton High School. They've been running the wing T for years, and they literally teach their youth team how to run the wing T, and they got a feeder system, where those kids are learning how to run the wing T, and by the time they get to high school, they beating everybody ass because they so good at that system, right? And I think that school is 3A, if I'm not mistaken, 3 or 4A. Coach G said Roswell High School, 5A state champs, wing T. Yeah. And check this out, guys. You will have, guys say, well, this ain't real football. You're not teaching the kids real football. Do you know, regardless of what formation high schools run, only about 6 to 7% of those kids get to play college ball, period. So what happens to the kids who running spread offense at, let's just say, Hoover High School or Thompson High School? Shout out to those schools. Great programs, best in the state. But what do you say to those kids that's running that system and they don't get a chance to play college ball? Right? It doesn't, at the end of the day, there's more than one way to win, right? There's more than one way to win. But what I've learned is the best teams do three things great at the high school level. They're great at fundamentals and execution. They're great at blocking. And y'all know what I'm finna say. They're great at tackling. Enough said. Enough said. Y'all got me? Enough said. So, guys, before we end the show, I'm going to do one more example here real quick. Again, guys, if y'all have any questions, go ahead and drop them. I'm only going to get to one more question if there's one. If not, we'll go straight to the giveaway, okay? Straight to the giveaway. All right, so sometimes you'll run into a team that's running this 6'2" monster look. To me, in my opinion, this is one of the best defensive formations you can run against the Beast offense, because you're at least giving your kids a chance to attack the trenches on the front line to create clutter, right? You at least give them that shot. But if we're running the sweep, y'all already see that. Do y'all see the touchdown already? I already see the touchdown, right? Boom. Boom. And what we would do in this situation, guys, we'll shift into our stack. And our quarterback would just follow the man, follow the leader, so to speak. Quarterback would just follow the leader. Easy, easy, easy. Y'all got that? I know y'all get this, and I know y'all see, because I got a smart group of guys. I always have very smart, intelligent men on the show. And by the way, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I know I haven't said that at all on the show today. Guys, do me a solid, hit that like button and subscribe if you are getting value from the show. We usually have a good number of people on the show and only have like it, right? And I want to get that number up because it's going to push us out. We're growing, guys. We're growing. We almost had 11,800 followers. Y'all know me, guys. I'm a big dreamer, a big doer. We trying to get this channel eventually to 100,000 youth football coaches subscribe to the channel, right? But I like, what they say, Eat elephant. What's the old adage? You eat an elephant piece by piece, right? So we had 11,800 almost. So my benchmark number right now is 20,000. I want to get us to 20K with followers, and then from 20K, we want to bump that up to about 40K, right? And then we just off to the races. That's what we want to do. Coach John says if they make the blocks, it's hard to stop. Exactly, Coach. That's guys, and that's really, guys, why I teach and I preach to you guys about blocking. Be committed to blocking day one of practice. Be committed, block every day, engage every day. Make your kids technicians. Make them technicians of the game. Even if little Johnny is 75 pounds soaking wet on the 11U, 12U squad, if he know the fundamentals of blocking, he can block anybody. Y'all got me? Coach Watson, what's up, Coach, man? How you doing, bro? Coach says, I was just showing my kids this. LOL. If